Okay, next game is against Dmitry Gurevich from the '94 U.S. Championship. This was a tournament where I only won 2 games and it was 13 rounds. I beat Boris Crybaby Kryman near the beginning of the tournament, and I beat Dmitry near the end of the tournament. Then I had lots of draws and losses. This was my first U.S. Championship. It was in Key West, Florida. Very nice tournament. Okay, so he played the Dutch because he wants to win because I'm one of the weaker players. I played like main line even though I don't do that. I did anyway. And he played the stone wall. I think knight h3 is good against the stone wall because you may want to play knight f4, and if bishop d6 happens, you want to play bishop f4. So you might as well take with a knight. So I think bishop d6 is a mistake in this position. I think you should play bishop e7. But he played bishop d6. Played bishop f4. And he played back to e7. So I don't like that tempo loss for him. Queen b3, defending my c-pawn. King h8, getting off the diagonal. And the engine says I'm slightly better. I have a little more space. His bishop on c8 is bad. Okay, he played a5. He wants to play a4. And then if I take it, he takes on c4. And if I take that, he forks my pieces. So I played c5. So he can't do any more capturing or anything. He played knight f d7, trying to set up for the next game. I played knight a4, which is the engine move. Now he surprised me. He played g5. It does make my knight on h3 look bad. I went all the way back to c1. The engine slightly prefers bishop d2. Bishop f6. Then I never played f3, which is the engine move. I want to play knight f2 and e4, or just e4. He played h6, and I played e4. The engine says I'm 0.8 better. It looks good for white. Remember, this is the U.S. Championship, so this is very serious. It's my first one, too. The weather was hot. It was October in Key West. Have you played Mikhail Gurevich? Only blitz chess. We never played in a slow game. Knight a6, a3. The engine wants me to play e5, which I don't like. I don't want to block everything up. b5, knight c3, b4, knight a4. And then he took and played knight c7, and I realized he wants to play bishop a6, which is annoying. So I played rook fe1, which is the engine move. It says I'm up 0.7. Bishop a6. Bishop f1. Always play bishop f1. The engine does not like bishop f1. Wants me to play e5 again. I don't like the move e5. Then I don't know how I'm going to win the game. I'm just closing the game up. I took back. Yay. The engine says this is very slightly better for white, but not much. Okay, it doesn't like that move at all. It wants him to take on e4, and then I guess the knight has d5 later. But it does weaken these pawns. A paradoxical move. You need 2 doctors to make that move good. Okay, now I played e5 because with these pawns gone, I have this open diagonal and this open file. So I'm just closing the center to his pieces. Now I have a big advantage. Bishop d8 is the engine move. The engine doesn't like knight b6. It's a pawn sacrifice. But I wanted to get rid of these pieces so I could checkmate him, which I did. Okay, now it says it's equal. But it says knight c3, I have a big advantage. But I played the aggressive move. And then he played knight b5, which the engine says is fine. It still says he's equal. I played bishop b2, which is correct. He played bishop b6, which is correct. And I played queen d1, defending my pawn. And now I want to play like rook f6 and checkmate him. So in this position, very hard to play. unless you're an engine, then it's very easy to play. And the best move is c5. But he played bishop d8 to stop my rook from coming in. This is a bad move because I play a4 and he moves his knight back, went to a7. I would have gone to c7, but okay. And then I play bishop a3, threatening rook f8 check. Now it says he's in a lot of trouble, and in time trouble he blundered. He has to play queen g6, and then I'm up like 0.8. But he played bishop e7, which loses. Then I trade and play queen g4 and rook f6, and it's completely winning. Is queen g4 the best move? Yeah. So if he plays rook f8, I can trade rooks and then take on e6. So he played king g7, which lets me play knight f4 because his pawn's pinned and my knight's coming in and his knight's on a7. But yeah, he's in time trouble here, so give him a break. God damn. The engine's already announcing mate. Yeah, that move's pretty bad. It says he played rook g6 and resigned. I mean, he probably saw knight f8 and then he resigned. Knight f8 is mate in 8 and queen f5 is mate in 8. So yeah, rook g6 is just a time trouble move. But here I have mate in 10 anyway. I'm already mating him. See, his knight's terrible. So that was a nice crisp win. I was always better, equal, and then in time trouble, I just won easily. Pawn sacrifice worked out very well. Now, most of you don't know this, and it may not be true, but it was true 20 years ago. The player, it's a strange stat, the player who has lost the most games in U.S. championships, which means you've played in a lot of U.S. championships, and you haven't done well, but you played in a lot, is Dmitry Gurevich. And it could be, since that stat took place, it's changed. But because he played in about 20 U.S. championships between like 1985 and 2005. And he almost always did a below 50%. Thanks, a space grass, or S space grass. I played better than perfect. I like the final position, although I don't remember him playing rook g6 and resigning. That rings a bell a little bit. That move is hard not to beat. I probably would have played knight f8 check. But queen here check is mate one move quicker, it says. So I might have played that. Doubt it. So yeah, I got up all in his grill there. And they do a lot of grilling in Key West, so that was good.